We think of driving as inevitable, but it's not inevitable. We can stop this. There are lots of ways that the law makes it really hard not to drive. One area that makes a big impact on car dependency is zoning. In most of America, it is illegal to build an apartment building. Even in the densest, biggest cities in the country, New York, San Francisco, and in the areas where it's now legal, you have to build housing for cars along with housing for people. What zoning has done is made a landscape that is dependent on the car, where you have to drive to get a jug of milk. It's impossible to walk in some cases because there are no sidewalks, no crosswalks, and it's very dangerous to cross the street. And then in other places, it might be a mile away because the zoning code makes it illegal to build a corner store in your residential neighborhood. The second area is vehicle design law. Vehicle design standards are set by law, but that law only requires that the safety of the occupants of the vehicle be considered. So that means that people who are riding in other vehicles, or people who are walking or biking or using wheelchairs, their interests are not taken into account at all. So what our vehicle design rules do is set up an arms race where every rational individual has an incentive to buy basically a tank to protect himself or herself. Right now, one American is killed by a car every 6 minutes. That's only going to get worse. So this is another way that the law takes the interests of cars as paramount. Not even drivers, but actually pushes people into bigger and heavier and more dangerous vehicles. The third is tax law. The government will pay you to drive to work. It gives you a tax deduction for commuter parking. If you want to walk to work or bike or go car-free, there is no incentive at all. The government won't pay for that, even though that is the kind of behavior we ought to be encouraging. So I think there are two things we need to do to change the paradigm. One is we need to invest in new resources. The second thing we need to do is better allocate existing resources. I used to live in Houston, where there are 30 parking spaces per person, and I walked to work, but that was very unusual. People were always pulling over and asking me if I was okay. The reason it was unusual is that I had to walk across a freeway off-ramp just to walk downtown, even though I was walking in a very dense, built-up urban environment in the center of America's third largest city. That's nuts. We should invest in better infrastructure so that people can do these things safely.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.